Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot again, as usual. And this is our 31st consecutive live stream. Our previous record, since we only started these live streams back in September, was 75. We came out of the gates blazing, had 75. But then I went on a trip to Minnesota to go see family and came back sick, and that derailed the 75 consecutive live streams. And now we've battled back, and here we are, 31st consecutive live stream. So if you're new, awesome, welcome. The first half of the live stream, we're going to go through a ton of charts, Bitcoin, altcoins, and stocks. And if you have any requests, we'll go that on the second half of the live stream. Number one, if we have enough time, and number two, we've always gone through at least most of the requests, but if we have enough time, we'll definitely go through the requests as much as possible, try to cover everybody. So early bird gets the worm. Get in your ticker symbol. Let me know if it's all the details, crypto, stock, and all the details of, are you long, are you short, are you looking to buy, blah, 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 right? So all the details. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only. So we're going to dive in here on this manic Monday. But first, before we do that, before we jump into this Bitcoin chart right here that we're taking a look at, this is the daily chart of Bitcoin. Definitely go over here and check out the videos on the YouTube channel. I did an 18-minute video on Bitcoin's next launch over here. And I covered Bitcoin for 18 minutes last night. So definitely go take a look at it over there. We won't cover as much today just because I spent 18 minutes on it last night. So if you're not subscribed over there, go subscribe, hit the like, share with your friends and family and your socials, and I would appreciate it. You can find it over there from this YouTube link over here, or of course on YouTube itself, right? So with that, let's kind of dive in over here. And if we start at the monthly chart, right? The monthly chart is still ultra bullish. And one more thing before we get going. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, there we go. Finally. All right. So hit the like button, repost it, and throw in a comment too. Throw in a comment over there and helps the algorithms out, even on the Twitter X app over here. We're live streaming both simultaneously today. Not always, but today we are. The reason why we don't always do it is because when you have, I've noticed that it kind of slows the stream down if we try to do more than one at a time. But I want to do both at the same time. But so we just try to do 2 or 3 times a week on live stream both. So with that, let's get going. 4K mods, welcome back. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everyone. Martina, good morning. Steve Robeson, Rocket, Martina. So today I am early. Could you please look at Coupang Inc. chart? Yeah, thank you for putting all the details, Martina. I appreciate that. I am long. Awesome. Great. John T, can you look at CGC long at 320 stock company, stock canopy grow TG? Sure. Yeah, thanks for putting all the details. I appreciate everyone. And Esteban, good morning. Bitcoin chart remains ultra bullish. Still have a little bit less than half of the month to go. But if it were to close this high, right, it'd be the highest monthly candle close of all time. That by no means is bearish, right? That is not bearish whatsoever on the higher time frames. In fact, it's ultra bullish, right? It's ultra bullish. And it was getting into price discovery mode. We've been talking about it. We've been covering it. And we definitely covered it a lot more on the 18 minutes last night. So definitely go take a look at it. 3L1 Ancho Gomez Credit Hub. I might have to shorten your name over there. Might have to shorten your name if you want me to say it. Sorry, my man. Ollie, good morning. Can you please tell if it's a good idea to keep holding spot alts while Bitcoin is in correction mode? I don't give financial advice, Ollie. You got to make your own decisions in life. If Bitcoin's correcting, altcoins are probably correcting. Before you buy or invest or trade any assets, you should probably have your plan mapped out ahead of time. Your entries, your exits, all that stuff. If you're asking Should you be investing money? Ugh, I don't know. Welcome to the Discord. I know you signed up in the Discord recently, so you know, kind of late to the party, but better late than never. And we'll continue to post our charts over there, and then you still have to make your own decisions as well. CIFR leading the way for miners, possibly. Man, these hour changes mucking with my schedule. Location, yep, it did too for me. Hey everyone, what up? All right, so yeah, back to it. Bitcoin ultra bullish on the monthly chart. Weekly chart remains, kind of a indecision candle on this last weekly chart, but still in a bullish uptrend, still ultra bullish overall, right? Just kind of letting the trending dots catch up, letting the moving averages kind of catch up, right? That's my thoughts on it. And it was a huge move to the upside. So some consolidation, sideways, or retracement along the way is healthy. If it just continues to go parabolic and straight up, then most likely it's going to fizzle out early and then just come straight back down, right? So some consolidation along the way, some retracements along the way is healthy for a longer term bull run. So we will see, but it started to get from that last buy signal. That was an incredible move from 27,800 all the way up there. And so we'll see what happens. But weekly chart is still ultra bullish. Daily chart is still bullish as of right now, right? Still bullish as of right now. There was bearish divergence, as you can see in the RSI 2.0 indicator over here, picking up bearish divergence, and then didn't pick up on the last candle. But if I change the inputs, it might. And we will see if this puts in a sneaky lower high or not. And if so, this just means that we could the correction's not over, and we could see a possible sell signal in the near future. Too early to call it on the daily chart. However, we are on the lower time frames as well, and that lower time frames, we've been talking about it and covering it, that there was bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence, possible lower high, possible lower high, possible lower high, right? So we kind of mapped all that out and talked about it ahead of time, and it's still bearish on the 8-hour chart, right? As you can see, and I'm not going to cover this because I covered it on the 18-minute video last night, but just kind of showing you the update of it, right? I hit 2 targets to the downside so far. So if you want to know my exact thoughts, go check out that video. I laid out 2 scenarios over there on the video, and I even laid out a potential path to another potential path to $100,000 Bitcoin. So we're not talking about $12,000 Bitcoin. We're not talking about $10,000 Bitcoin, and we're certainly not talking about Bitcoin going to zero. So with that, it's a shorter term correction, in my opinion. It's the next possible buy the dip scenario, and that's what I talked about on the video last night. So with that, go take a look at it, check it out, like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do. You're pros by now. So let's keep going. Let's get back on the daily chart and start going down the altcoins, and we'll take a look at. Ethereum had a pending sell signal earlier today. It currently does not, but just as an awareness, it probably did yesterday as well. I can't remember. But it was getting quote unquote overbought, right? But sometimes when the magic happens, and that's why we have a magic wand, as it's an inside joke that was created, on the indicator almost 2 years ago. Not quite, but almost 2 years ago. Magic wand. It's sometimes when the magic happens when a lot of people say it's overbought, and you can see there was a lot of magic that happened. So it was overbought from February 12th all the way to March 11th. So almost a month that it was overbought, also known as when the magic happens. So that's a little inside joke over in the Discord that we formed 2 years ago, and the indicators rolled out almost 2 years ago, the first version. Now we're on version 3.1, but the very first version already had that. So let's keep going. That's Solana. So one target, Ethereum, one target so far. Will it hit 2 targets similar to Bitcoin? Will it hit 3? Will it hit 4? We don't know yet. The next possible buy the dip scenario. Solana also hit longer term target 5, similar to Ethereum and Bitcoin. Will it also catch its breath similar to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the alts? Possibly, but it was pumping up, hit longer term target 5. Ethereum hit longer term target 5 first. Let's see, that was on the 11th. Yeah, so a week earlier. So Solana could Solana be copying Ethereum or having some similarities to Ethereum, but 1 week later, Ethereum hit longer term target 5 a week ago and started its correction. Solana just hit longer term target 5. Could it have a correction coming up in the near future as well? Maybe the next few days or so. As you can see, after hitting longer term target 5, took a couple days and then started to break back down, right? So we will see. We will see. Doesn't mean they all play out exactly the same. We're just looking for similarities, right? Chainlink had a sell signal back here on the 15th. Near pumped all the way up, had a reversal candle, came down, pumped back up. Possible lower high getting put in for a possible deeper correction. We don't know yet. Too early to say. Some of these crypto assets really pumped to the upside. And so if you start getting these 30, 40, 50% corrections, retracements, that's extremely healthy, right? So kind of going back here, just as a recap, from this move down here, when we were talking about buying near at $1.05, it pumped all the way up 340%. After that 340% pump, right, came all the way back down 47%, right? This is great. This is great. From this buy signal all the way to the top, 200%, right? So not as big of a pump. So maybe the correction is less than 47%, but eyeball test, maybe it's 30 to 40%, right? Kind of comes back and fills us out. We don't know yet. Too early to say, but that's healthy, right? You get a 340% pump, 47% retracement, 200% pump. Not wick to wick, it's even bigger, but from buy signal to the top wick, and then come back down, right? So that is healthy for longer term upside, right? So that's what we'll continue to watch. If you look at the weekly chart, it's ultra bullish and it's hit 2 of the 4 longer term targets so far. Whereas Bitcoin is above this white horizontal trend line. Ethereum hit longer term target 5, probably right around here. Solana's hit longer term target 5 above target 4 here. So just as kind of an idea overall long term versus the current retracement right now. So we will see. We'll see how deep it goes. Could still find support at the trending dots, and maybe that 28% correction was it. That's still a pretty good correction. Even 28% is still pretty good. Dot below the trending dots, I believe that's bearish divergence. Yeah, there's bearish divergence, right? So bearish divergence, RSI sell signal, not an actual sell signal yet, but RSI sell signal. So again, it was such a nice move to the upside from that last buy signal, 70, almost 72%, right? Now you come back in on dot with a retracement, back below the trending dots. It's almost a 23% correction so far. Might not be done yet. And 30% corrections along the way are very typical in the altcoin and Bitcoin bull runs. So we'll see. But when it has such a massive move up, you want to see corrections along the way. You don't want to just see it. I mean, of course, you want to see it go straight up, but it's easier, in my opinion, as a swing trader, it's easier to swing trade when it pumps up this hard, retraces, and then you're looking for the next possible buy the dip scenario, right? And it's more sustainable. It's more sustainable longer term. Sand, right? Map this out on the last, or a few days ago, probably, right? I can't remember. Thought that maybe it could even possibly pump all the way back up, come back down, put in a higher low. As of right now, we'll just take that off. But yeah, the higher probability is going to be outside of that trend line over there. However it plays out, right? And then we drew out like this phantom downward trend line that doesn't have a second touch point, just as a crazy idea of maybe a more aggressive breakout to the upside, right? So far on sand, you had that from the buy signal to the top 75%, and then now you have a retracement 28% so far, right? So far had that sell signal as well. And so however it plays out on the correction, no matter if it hits like, target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, whatever it does in this interim, in the meantime, right? The next possible buy the dip scenario, right? So however it plays out, we'll keep an eye on it, see if anything develops in the near future. Filecoin, aka Phil, right? Same thing. They're all starting to look similar. We don't have to spend a ton of time on it. 115% up, right? And then probably a 30% correction, I would guess. 30%, yeah. If it has a bigger move to the upside, I would expect a bigger move to the downside on the correction. So, woo-wee. Thanks for all the regular updates, Ollie. You got it. Key check near, got in at 7. Yep, covered it. Radium USDT, okay. Hi, Jesse. I finally called. Nice. Rick's Moneymakers Helton. It's been a while. Glad to see you back here in the lives. Been in the Discord for a while. Big time supporter over there. I appreciate all of your support, commenting, following, liking, sharing, all that stuff. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate you. And by the way, if you're not Rick, be Rick. Be Rick. And help me, help you, help me. Smash that like button over here, right? Smash that subscribe button. Yes, this is the obnoxious subscribe button we haven't done in a while, but be Rick. Be Rick. Hey, Jesse, can you chart GLMR with target, please? Yeah, just make sure. I'm pretty sure that's crypto, but just make sure to let me know if it's stock crypto. I don't know if I got the targets on there or not, but yeah, put in all the details over there. Thanks for the live stream as usual. 30, Tanya 40. Yep. Hoping for a healthy correction. Cash burning a while in my pocket. Yeah. A lot of people missed it, right? And then started to FOMO in. So, whatever asset that was, right? They start to feel fear of missing out to the upside, and they start to get trapped in if they didn't hold cash, whether it's all the way back here. You start to feel it all the way back here when it's ultra bullish, and they start to feel, and you know when they're starting to feel FOMO, right? I know when people are feeling FOMO. The comments start to flood in. Do you think we're going to see a pullback? They're hoping we see a pullback because they missed it, right? So if you didn't get back in here, this buy signal, we're getting back in above the trending dots, or this buy signal over here, or back up here, started to get back above this pivot point up here, right? If you're not getting in somewhere around in here, and then it flips ultra bullish on you, you're chasing and you're missing out, and you're like fear of missing out. And then the comments start to roll in. Do you think we're going to see a pullback the entire way up, right? The entire way up. So that's what happens. It happens to everybody, right? It's and the reason why I can recognize it, because at some point it happened to me, right? So we were all in the same boat at one point, and at some point you either learn or you don't. Jesse Olson, what does ANF target mean? Yeah, we covered it on live streams forever. It's Abercrombie and Fitch. Abercrombie and Fitch went parabolic. It's an old clothing line. It's an old business that's been around since the late 1800s. And even Abercrombie and Fitch went parabolic. And NVIDIA hit Abercrombie and Fitch targets. So that's what that means. Bitcoin. All right. So where are we at? That was Filecoin. We're on the daily chart. Right? On the daily chart. Put the 200-week moving average back on. So yeah, a sell signal battling, another possible sell signal over here. What's this? Hold on. Oh, there might not even be a 200-week moving average on Filecoin. It might not be around long enough. Algo, right? Still well below the 200-week moving average. Still a lot of potential on Algorand. Still hasn't even hit longer-term target 1, right? Still a lot of potential. So far, we will see. But since this last, they all start looking very similar, right? 90% pump, retracement down. So we'll find out how it plays out. Mana had that sell signal back below the trending dots over here. Cardano, Matic, right? Atom, SHIB, Doge, MicroStrategy. So let's switch gears over here to the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ hasn't had a significant correction since October 26th, which just so happens to be when I close out my short position over here. So my short position was closed out, all documented on the live stream, and close out my short position over here. Seemed like the bottom was in temporarily, then started to flip back around, got back above the trading dots, buy signal, and then never seen look back since, right? So this is pointing out over here, if you're new, we talked about it and already covered it, but this is bearish divergence, right? There's still no sell signal yet. There was a sell signal back over here, and price only hit one target to the downside out of 4 and never hit more than one target to the downside. Hit one target, found support, had another buy signal, and then right back all the way up. Since then, since going back into December, there's been bearish divergence. And one thing we always talk about, and have covered it exhaustively on recorded coaching, is if there's divergences, if there's bearish divergences with the relative strength index and any other assets, it can remain diverged for much longer than what people think. So we are, even though it was putting out bearish divergence over here, we expect that there could be additional bearish divergence, could be additional bearish divergence, could be additional bearish divergence, right? And it's not done yet, right? It might not be done yet, even though it faked out to the downside over here, pumped all the way back up here, trying to break down from this trend line. We'll see if it puts in a lower high. Once it puts in a lower high, that is the higher probability that we're going to see some targets get hit. So yes, I put out these targets out right now based off of this wick and this wick, and then we'll find out if these targets become valid or not. You put in the lower high, and then the probabilities increase that these targets get hit. If there's no lower high, then I just remove the target. So yes, I put out the targets early. Yes, they're ready to rock and roll, because sometimes before it puts in a lower high, it could come down, hit target 1, then put in a lower high, then come down and hit lower targets. So you're looking for that lower high being that higher probability that we're going to see a correction on the NASDAQ. If not, it could continue to put up additional bearish divergence, right? Additional bearish divergence, right? So it might not be done yet. We don't know yet. It's too early to say. NASDAQ, this is SP 500, similar thoughts, right? What is this, October 27th versus October 26th? Still bearish divergence. Dow Jones, bearish divergence. Will it put in a lower high? Russell 2000. 10-year yields still bullish over there on the daily chart. We talked about it. Is this the low? Is this a higher low? Is this another higher low? Then had another buy signal over here, right? Back above target 2. We got target 3 over here. That was put out way back here, right? Or yeah, somewhere around in here. And then you got target 4. And then we got this arrow up here, right? If it breaks through all this resistance, it's no longer just a retracement from over here. Then in my opinion, it could take a run at the I think there's a third longer term target up here above 5%. It never hit it over here. It just missed it at 5%. So if it does hit these targets, it could just be a retracement and come back down, right? But if it gets back above, flips the resistance into support, then we're going to think it's going to take another run at possibly hitting it over here. Came up short over here on the 10-year yields. That's not good for mortgage rates and some other, whether it's business debt, whatever, right? The mortgage rates, the 30-year mortgage rates kind of track this chart very closely. I've been watching the 10-year yields for a long time. Being in the mortgage business world, I was in that mortgage and real estate world for 17 years. But got out of that gang in early 2021, right? Got out of that business over there in early 2021. So took a run over here, 5%. Could it take a run up there? We don't know yet. Too early to say. As of right now, it's got to break through. First, it's got to hit target 3, right? It has not, but it's trending hard towards target 3. It seems like target 3 is going to get hit at this point, right? Just seems like a matter of time. So the daily chart is bullish. The weekly chart is bullish. Had a weekly buy signal again, right? So the weekly chart is bullish. An additional green trending dots back above the trending dots. Seems like target 3 is going to hit the golden target over there. Seems like target 4 could possibly get hit, and then we'll find out. If it gets back above there, flips it, like I said, and then continues upward. So not good for mortgage rates, not good for the real estate world. So we'll see how it plays out. Dollar, right? We covered it, hit 3 of the 4 targets to the downside. Is that it? God, the dollar is so notorious for hitting only 3 of the 4 targets. We've talked about this so many times on the live streams since September that the dollar has been so notorious of hitting 3 of the 4 targets, whether to the upside or the downside. It does not like hitting. I think it did over here. I think it hit all 4 targets over here. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it did, but it does not like hitting target 4. Do I just put target 3 targets on in the future? It does not like hitting target 4. Just want to point that out. So if you're trading the dollar and if you're a market sniper and you're trading, I'm not trading the dollar, but you kind of are trading it by betting against it with other assets, but not one for one, not 100% correlated. So will it get back with the trending dots? Possible. Did it find bottom? You had a wick, possible like double wick over here, but closed back up here. So it found support at target 3, right? Key target area at target 3, right? And so the next possible buy the dip scenario on the dollar could be coming around the corner. You would have it kind of mapped out like this. See if it closes back above the trending dots. And then if it does, could see a possible buy signal in the near future. And then, of course, back above that trend line like that. A lot more aggressive, downward trend line like that. So that's what it's looking like on the dollar. VIX flat today for the VIX, but again, it's still bullish on the daily chart. Still has only hit 3 of the 4 targets to the downside. Looks like it's been putting in higher lows, right? So we will see if there's going to be a possible bigger correction or not in the markets, because this is the volatility S&P 500. Let's keep going. Gold, that was the last breakout on gold. Still above the trending dots. Silver, still bullish. Bitcoin dominance. One thing, I'm probably going to do a video on this, right? I'll probably do a video. Give me a thumbs up or say yes, you want a video on Bitcoin dominance. Not everyone cares about the Bitcoin dominance, but let me know if you are interested in Bitcoin dominance. I was looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart and looking at the history early this morning, and there might be one last big pump on Bitcoin dominance before the breakdown, right? So before the breakdown. And if so, we could see Bitcoin dominance hit 56 to 60%, right? So we're talking about, is this a double top? We don't know. We don't know yet. Too early to say. Is this a lower high? We don't know. It's too early to say. Now that it might be finding support and getting back above the trending dots with another possible buy signal, it might not be, right? And so this is what I was kind of looking at earlier. Could it take another one last big push all the way up to 56 to 60%? If it does, that would be the one last big monster push up on Bitcoin that might push it to $80,000 to $100,000. And then the Bitcoin dominance would start to fall. Yes, it could go higher. Price could go a lot higher still. but then altcoins would start to pump after that. So maybe I do a video on it. I don't know. We got some likes over there, so we'll see. What does ANF target mean? XRP chart. Okay. Yep. Smash those likes, everyone. Rick's Moneymaker something. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ollie. Hi. Welcome back. Hi. Sounds like my old fraternity chant. It was hi, Phi Kappa Psi. We won't get into the whole chant, but yeah, we used to go crazy on that. Man, that was a long time ago. That was like 20, almost 25 years ago. Oh my god, that was a long time ago. Morning 4K mods. Yep. Martina. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So maybe I'll do a video on that. We'll try to get some more feedback, see if more people want me to do a video on it. I put out the targets at 56 and 60% at the bottom, right? And there's a lot of expert influencers out there. Yeah. Expert influencers out there that didn't believe it, right? Longer term targets, hit 1, 2, hit 3 longer term targets. There's still a fourth that has not been hit. And we'll see. I put out those targets way back here. Many experts out there didn't believe we'd come up this high. And there's still a fourth target that's not been hit. I removed it just for to keep the chart cleaner, but I'll probably put it back on. The weekly chart is still bullish. It's been consolidating sideways. Could be that one last push up. And then, maybe over like a span of a month or a month and a half. I don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. But if it does and it starts breaking above here, you can see 56 to 60% get hit. And then we will see if that is it for Bitcoin dominance over there. So we'll see. NVIDIA. Woo! Amber, there's the ANF targets, right? So if you've been following me on the live streams, you know what the ANF targets are. If not, I have it labeled here on NVIDIA. And we put the ANF targets for NVIDIA back here when price is under $500, right? So price is under $500. And once it broke out of this consolidation of ANF target 1, then it started to get ultra bullish on the weekly chart again. And then it just took off to the upside. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 consecutive ultra bullish weeks in a row. And price went all the way up to $975, $74 ish. And now we'll find out if that is going to be it for at least a shorter term correction. We don't know if it's the all-time high and that's it, but we talked about it on the live streams. As it was unfolding, there was a pending reversal candle on the daily chart. There was a pending a bearish engulfing candle as well. And then let's take this off for a second. Bearish engulfing candle, pump back up. And then we talked about that. Is that a potential high on the daily candle? This yellow line here. Is that a potential lower high here, right? And now price came down below the parabolic trend line, came all the way back up, kind of faked out today at 924, breaking back down, hit one target so far to the downside. We will see if price starts to take out 856 over there, starts closing black below it, gets back into target 1. We'll see if it finds support and then makes another run. Maybe it puts in bearish divergence, but if not, then the probabilities continue to increase. Of course, it could come back down like this, put in some bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence, who knows, right? If it doesn't want to go down, but obviously it could come back down like this, put another lower high in, come back down like this. So we'll continue to watch it. I'm not trading the video myself, but those are just some scenarios that could kind of play out over time, and we'll continue to watch it over there. So we'll see. There's not even a sell signal on NVIDIA yet. There's no sell signal. There's not even bearish. I take that back. There is bearish divergence, right? There is bearish divergence. So keep that in mind. If there's a lower high after the bearish divergence, then it is a higher probability that we're going to see some lower prices. possibly target 2, possibly target 3, possibly target 4. So with that, let's just take a quick glance at the Magnificent Seven. We're not going to spend too much time. We're already at 35 minutes. We got a gap down here, right? Gap down here, possible lower high, bearish divergence. Amazon, bearish divergence. Microsoft, bearish divergence, no lower high yet. Tesla, right? Tesla, bullish divergence on Tesla. It was oversold again. It was oversold, oversold, oversold. Bullish divergence, a higher probability is putting in a higher low, right? So the opposite. So if you got bullish divergence and price comes up, comes back down, puts in a higher low, that is your higher probability of the next possible buy the dip scenario. You could draw out the trend line like that and then put the arrow like that. We do this all day, every day, folks. Smash the like button. That's a lucky number in the Asian culture. I know my wife is Asian. 8888888. How many viewers we have? 888, right? So very lucky today, a manic Monday. So we will see. That's Tesla over there. That's just a quick observation over there. Apple hit 2 targets to the downside. Still below this downward trend line. Back above the trending dots, though. We talked about it over here. It was getting oversold. Will it find support at target 2? At least catch a bounce, right? You can go take a look at the previous live streams. We covered it over there. Google, we're talking about over here. Were they going to front run our target 2, right? It happens a lot. Will they front run target 2, take profit? It started to reverse back around, so started closing back above the trending dots. We had this drawn out, right? Had this drawn out. Only one target was even hit. Target 2 was not hit. We talked about it. We talked about it. We talked about it. We talked about it. Buy signal and breakout, right? Then we talked about it. Will it put it in a lower high? We don't know yet. Will it put it in a lower high? It just closed that gap, right? This is a gap over here. So is it going to make all-time new highs? Or was this gap just being filled? We don't know yet, right? So that gap was just filled. Will that be it? Will price put in another lower high? So this is, I think this is all-time high, right? All-time high. I think this is a lower high, right? But if it closes back below here, if it closes back above, this is not a lower high, right? So you're looking for that. So we will see over here, but it just filled that gap over there on Google. Let's switch back. Might have to just jump right into let's see. Benedict Gonzalez, good morning. Esteban, triangle and BTC dominance weekly chart. Hey buddy, what's up? Do you have a crystal? You do have a crystal ball. You predict things. Nah, I wish. I wish. Can you cover oil for me? Yeah. Try to get in all the requests. If you've been on the live streams every single day, then you know that I've been talking about. We're getting so many requests now. Early bird gets the worm, and you got to try to get the requests in before 30 minutes and put in all the details, right? The more details and the earlier you get the requests in, I'm not going to be able to cover all. So remind me tomorrow, get your requests in early and then put in all the details over there, exactly what you're looking at, all that. And then I can actually look at it and do it on the live stream. So what else? Real quick. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. CIFR. So Cypher Mining, we've been watching it. We covered it back here. There was a buy signal, came back down. Looks like another higher low, another buy signal on Friday. And now it's breaking out the second downward trend line. So if this was a more aggressive downward trend line, right, and then price came back down, put in a higher low, this is a less aggressive downward trend line. It's only hit longer term target 1 so far, this green box, target 2 over there, right? Natural gas. What's going on with natural gas? So looks like it was breaking out, come back down, possible back test, right? And we will see if it takes off to the upside or not. This is a possible low. This is a possible higher low, but too early to call it yet on natural gas. Iris Energy is the bottom in, right? Some of these have filled all the gaps and some of them have not. Iris Energy has not filled the second gap, but it was a partial fill over there. Wolf, that gap was filled. That gap was filled. So, yeah, it's possible we could start to see breakouts on these Bitcoin mining stocks. Might do a separate video on it. Also, give me some love in the comments with some likes if you want me to do a video on that. This is aggressive. So let's make it a little bit less aggressive over there like that. Didn't fill this gap over here, right? Did not fill this gap down here at $13 as an awareness. Doesn't mean all gaps get filled. This gap did get filled on Riot. Did it find bottom all the way down here at 1060? It's possible. Can't even really draw a trend line on it. Probably got to drop down to a lower time frame. Marathon Digital, very aggressive downward trend line. Did fill this gap. Did retest the 200-week moving average. Did it find support? Is it finding support? Higher probability of getting back above the trending dots. CLSK did not fill this gap down here. So that gap is still open. Never had a sell signal. Back above the trending dots. Higher probability getting back above that downward trend line, in my opinion, right? Bitfarm came all the way back down, filled that gap at 230, and went even slightly lower, put in a possible higher low. Is that it for Bitfarm? MIGI, are we going to see, did it find support? I don't know. Too early to call it. We talked about it when it was here. Did it find support? It did not. Will it find support here? We don't know. This was drawn out for a few days ago. Will it find support? We don't know. But higher probability is getting back above the trending dots, getting back above that move over there. Hive drew out this amazing TA the other day. Hut. Is that it for Hut? Possible. Low, higher low, possible higher low. Broke out of the downward trend line, battling the trending dots over there, getting back with the trending dots, a buy signal, all that stuff above the downward trend line. Higher probability for the Bitcoin mining stocks. Woo-wee! That was a lot. Soul, did you cover it? Yeah. Weren't you on here earlier? All right, so we're gonna do quickly. Early birds get the worm, especially the ones with put in all the requests and stuff. Ooh, Veritone getting a retracement. That could be a gift after the buy signal, right? After the buy signal on the weekly chart, price came all the way back down at 281 after hitting this 4 target, after hitting and closing that 17% gap that was left open from over here, right? That gap was filled from August 8th. What a move that was for this AI stock Veritone. So we're going to circle back here. We're going to start covering the requests. Coupang Inc. chart for me. Thanks. Coupang. Coupang. Let's do all. Not seeing if it's it says long, but CPNG. Okay, stocks. All right, we'll take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's still bullish on the daily chart. So I don't know if this is a long-term hold for you, Martino, or if you're swing trading the daily chart. But that was a nice move on the daily chart. From here to here is a 32%, right? There was an RSI sell signal. There was bearish divergence. So could be retracing, come back and kind of fill some of this in over here, right? It just kind of gapped and went wiki, but there's no sell signal yet. So you just have to decide what your overall strategy is. If you're looking for like more of long-term holding, the weekly chart is ultra bullish still, right? This might have been the low over here at $9.15. And then it's been building momentum and possible higher low over here, possible higher low over here, higher low, and then has not confirmed that higher low yet with a higher high. So it is bullish on the weekly chart. It's still currently bullish on the daily chart. Could just be consolidating weekly, kind of letting the trending dots and everything kind of catch up. but the daily chart is still bullish. Doesn't mean it couldn't come in for a retracement shorter term. If you're looking at shorter term, maybe it's like close to target 1, maybe target 2, maybe it kind of fills that back in. Target 3, we'll put in target 4 for fun, but maybe it finds support and goes like that. Maybe it comes back down, finds support. You get the idea, right? So you get the idea. That's CPNG over there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. John T, can you look at CGC long at 320 stock? Can't be growth. Okay, you got it. Got it. You got it. Thank you for putting in all the details. I appreciate that. That way it helps me find it all very quickly. And so we can chart it long at 320. Long at 320. Okay. So that seems pretty good, right? Pending buy signal on Canopy Growth Corporation over here. We all know what that is. Most likely, let's see, what the heck? What is that? So is this the low? I don't know. It's too early to say, right? This could hold on. Let's kind of must have been doing some coaching or teaching or something. Who knows what's going on over there? That's pretty out of the way. Maybe it was on a log chart or something. But this is the daily chart. This was not the low, and it pumps straight up. This is like catching lightning in a bottle as well, right? So treat this like an altcoin or a fast mover, pump and dumper, right? So if it pumps hard, it dumps hard. So just keep that in mind. We don't know if this is the low or not. It's possible this is the low over here, but a higher low is a higher probability, right? So you had a low, you had a lower low over here. So we will see. But pending buy signal right now, you can see that possibly, maybe you got some targets over here, right? Some retracement targets like that. We don't know if it's going to get above that or not. Weekly chart, still bearish as of right now. Could get back above the trending dots. And there is a lot of potential on this, but that's all it is as of right now because there's no higher low yet, right? Well below the 200-week moving average. And if you see, it's just been in a bear market since you call it a bear market since 2018. So is this the low? Too early to say. A lot of investors would even say it's below since being below the 200-week moving average is still in a bear market. And it would have a lot of work to do just to get back above the $104. Maybe it never does. Who knows? Maybe this is an asset. I don't know really too much about it other than obviously it's mostly a weed stock, right? I'm assuming it's a marijuana stock, right? So process industries, agriculture, commodities. Yeah. So with that, other than that, I don't know too much about it, but it's possible it's the low. I hope that helps over there. Pending buy signal. What else? CFI, CIFR. Yep, covered it. Near Radium. You got it. Let's take a look at Radium. USDT, crypto. If you put on USDT, then I know it's crypto. That helps out. Radium. That's got to be it. There it is. Daily chart is still ultra bullish, right? Weekly chart still ultra bullish. Not a ton of chart history on it, right? Monthly chart, right? So not much to really say longer term. Weekly chart is still ultra bullish. Could be putting in bearish divergence, possibly. But as of right now, let's see. It's just there's no signs of reversal right now. Daily chart is ultra bullish. Weekly chart is ultra bullish. Can't really add too much other value other than that. What else? Okay. GLMR. Glamour. Glamour. Let's see. GLMR. Crypto. Tether. Yep, I have it on here. There it is. Okay, daily chart. It's going to look probably similar to a lot of the other crypto assets over here. So we've got GLMR, right? So a lot of similarities. Don't need to cover it too much over there, but from back down here, pumped up hard, 260%, right? Then it came all the way back down, 47%, not 49%, wick to wick, pumped up hard, right? Come all the way back up, 97%, come all the way back down, right? So everything that we covered on the other crypto assets, a lot of similarities, right? So a lot of similarities, a lot of similar thoughts over there. So can't really add too much other than that. Thanks for the live stream as usual. You got it. 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 All right. I think we're going to call it 50 minutes. We're going to try to keep this 30 to 45 minutes. We ran over. Everyone who got their request in before the 30-minute mark, everyone who put in all the details, I appreciate you. We covered you. We covered you. So anyone who was not an early bird, anyone who did not put in all the details, I apologize. I'm sorry, but we can't go for an hour and a half anymore. And we have a lot of charts to cover nowadays. So with that, make sure to get here early tomorrow on the live stream, and we will cover your requests. We will do everything in our power to do that on Taco Tuesday tomorrow. With that, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, repost this, reshare this, share this all your social media, share with your friends and family. It helps me, helps you, helps me again, helps me twice, helps you once. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have a good rest of your day. With that, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.